with Coach Chris Rusiewicz, Northwest Guilford Vikings. Just finished up practice. Got a busy day at Northwest going on, Coach. What was practice like for you today? How much work did you guys get done, and what did you get done today?
Well, it was a good day before we get ready to go in 2 out of the next 3 days scrimmage. And we're going east for Forsyth tomorrow, which will be a great challenge for us. And then we go up at the Grimsley Stadium and play Asheboro Friday night. So today was a good day. We really focused on third downs, which are the most important down in football. And honestly, I think we did really well today.
How's the team looking so far as position players go? Quarterback, wide receiver, running back on offense, key positions, key players. How are those guys doing so far?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm very impressed. A lot of people, have tried to tell me here at Northwest, you can have enough to get a true 2 deep on both sides of the ball without a 2 platoon, and we found a way to do that. So I'm pretty excited about it. We have, obviously, our starting quarterback, Tanner Blue. We got a solid number 2. That's also going to start for us at corner. And then we have 2 young guys that are going to be developed and continue to work hard and potentially can move their way up the ranks. We have a platoon of about 8 to 9 different receivers that are playing. 2 inside guys, Prince Brown, Austin Mitchell. We have both outside guys. We got Trenton Cloud. We got a freshman who's rose up a lot through camp, and Rakeem Hammock. And then, of course, we have on the outside Quincy Bell, who played a little bit last year, is more of a possession guy and a good threat for us. So we got a lot of good weapons out there. We got 3 or 4 running backs that are running hard for us right now. Malik Jones, Nathan Cox, Stu Spagnola, who got some carries last year. And, of course, Ryan Debo would be the one guy that's playing a little bit on both ways for us at weak side safety and, of course, running back.
I guess Debo is going to be strong for you as far as running back and linebacker goes. Right. A tough kid.
Yeah. Well, actually, we moved him to safety.
Moved him back a little bit, yeah.
He's doing great. He's able to play man, zone, blitz. He's going to do a lot of things for us on that side of the ball. Major player in what we're trying to do schematically here. And, of course, running the ball, he's not only athletic, he's a hard runner. So he could be our starting running back just as much as he could be our starting Willie, but defense wins championships.
And you think about things as far as an offense goes, a lot of good skill position players, running backs, got that returning quarterback who's one of the top quarterbacks in the state, not only the county, the area, top of the state, in Tanner Blue. It all comes down to some things which you're very familiar with up front. That offensive line has to be primed, be ready to go. They got to be strong to make that ball move. So what about that offensive line?
I always have said Northwest is very big and physical up front. And that does not surprise me. I mean, we are working on some schematic things that they're not used to doing here, but they're getting better at it. We've had some injuries throughout, mini camp all the way up now. We're finally getting healthy back. We are using some of our big defensive linemen to work over there as emergency situations, but I do feel we have at least 8 solid guys that we can rotate through on Friday nights on the offensive side of the ball, and we have 8 to 10 guys on the defensive side of the ball. So we feel we're very deep there. We just got to continue to get tough and play physical.
Some leaders on this team so far. Your quarterback's got to be a leader, I'm sure, but other leaders, guys that are stepping up, that are taking the challenge and say, listen, guys, follow me. I'm going to get this job done. If we don't get it done, it's not be, you got to have somebody that steps up and calls out and is the leader and calls the rest of the team out sometimes.
Well, I always say there's 2 leaders. There's those that do everything right, people can look at and follow, and when they do speak up, there's nothing but to do, say, or nothing but to think and listen to that guy because he does it right all the time. Obviously, Trenton Cloud is a perfect example of that. Does everything right, works hard, does everything right with that, but then when he does speak up, people want to listen on that side of the ball. On the other side of the ball, I'll be honest with you, if we get 11 leaders on defense, which I think we do, we have more than that with our 2 deep, they're all vocal, they're all calling each other out, and that's to be a great defense, we better have 11 defensive leaders out there because that's such an inspiring position. There's a lot of downs, there's a lot of ups, and they need to celebrate with one, and they need to inspire each other when things aren't going well, and they do a great job with that.
From the coach's standpoint, how does it feel to be back on the field, being a head coach again? You're at the high school level now as opposed to college. How does all this feel being back in this groove again for you, back in this rhythm again?
I'm excited. One, being a head coach is something that I take a lot of pride in. I'm coaching coaches to help coach these players and then to lead these young men. And, of course, I'm very involved with the defense again, which is, the side of the ball I really love. So that's helpful, and I get to do that again. But for me, I think that being out here early, most college programs are just getting into preseason right now. We've been doing this all summer long. And like I said, we get live action tomorrow against a great football club to kind of figure out where we're at going into Friday night. And, of course, most importantly, Burlington Williams next Friday.
So this Friday night at Grimsley, you just get that one shot at Asheboro. Is it one game Friday?
Yeah, it's a half. We'll play a full half of football. I think there's 3 halves getting played. The first one's 2 teams. Grimsley, I think, plays the second part half, and we'll play that third half, 8:40 p.m. against Asheboro High School. Yeah, and a full half of football. football.
And you'll get all that done this week. Have you started any prep already for Williams? That's your first game of the season. Are you in the Williams mode already?
Yeah, we absolutely have. It's tough to do it without the film, but you find ways in terms of going on highlights and different things of kids that have played in the past over there to see what they're doing. Obviously, I know their head coach at Eastern Alamance. I'm familiar with Eastern Alamance from my time at Northern, so I know they do a lot of things. But for us, it's just about preparing our kids to read their keys, do their jobs, and get after people. Because once all said and done, that game one, it takes usually a full half to really figure out what they're trying to do against us.
For people to be watching this Northwest Guilford team this year that saw last year's team at Northwest versus this team at Northwest Guilford this year, how are the two teams going to be different this year from last year?
Well, all I got to see on them last year was the film. I got to watch all their games, and they were an explosive, big play offense. We still have the capabilities of doing that, but as I keep challenging them, big plays don't help the defense. Big plays make high-scoring football games. As I asked him the other day, as an offensive player, would you rather win a game 56-49 or 56-0? As a defensive player, would you rather win 7-6 or 56-0? And until we get their minds right that those close games are the most important games you want to win because they're fun, they're memorable, and they build grit. And I think that's what we're trying to get our guys to do right now. Is last year they were a big play. Defense was out there a lot. They were on and off. They got worn down at times. I saw it in the games. We're trying to be able to control the clock, whether it's running or being a little more fast in our passing game, and of course be an attacking style fast defense.
What do you think this high school atmosphere is going to be like on a Friday night as opposed to the college atmosphere on Saturdays? What do you think about this Northwest Guilford fan base, this group of people here at the school? What's it going to be like? Be at home in this Billings Stadium on a Friday night playing a football game. What's the feel like that going to be for you?
Well, I think after 10 wins, the community and the school is going to be excited. We just got to keep winning to keep them excited. I know that's a big part of it, and I think we can do that. It's just going to, like I said, it's one day at a time. I know Burlington Williams is a good football club. I know they're coached well. Again, I have a lot of respect for what they used to do at Eastern Alamance, and of course, moving on, they were a good football team last year. So we just got to be able to control what we can control, get the people excited about what we're doing. Winning breeds things. In terms of the high school, college thing, kids love playing Friday nights. I love coaching Friday nights. I love bands. That's something I didn't have at the college level. Practicing out here with the band live every day gets my juices flowing, causes distractions, allows our kids to prepare themselves for Friday night. So I'm really excited about what we're doing.
Like I said, band's good too because it kind of gives you the Friday night feel while you got practice. We get that same environment already. Get used to it.
That's right, absolutely. And like I said, I've been trying to get a band at the college level for years. I brought Dudley in a few times.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It was awesome, and our kids loved it. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of appreciation for what they do here, and I'm excited about that on Friday nights.
Seeing any former Northwest Guilford Viking players or students reaching out to you already since you've taken over as a coach, and you hope to see some of those the fan base from previous years back again this year?
I've had a lot of former players that played for me in college reach out, not necessarily the ones from Northwest, other than, of course, Matt McCloskey. But no, none of them. I mean, again, maybe they're all sitting back just waiting to see how this goes, as they should.
What about the coaching staff? Has it changed much from last year, what they had here? Coaching staff new?
Yeah, I mean, we've kept, obviously, Coach Battle on the offensive car plays. That's different from a year ago. He's coaching the O-line. He's doing the O-line and making the play calling. We got a whole new staff on offense for the most part, 2 new receiver coaches. One of them played for me at the college level. We have a quarterback coach, played for me at the college level. Our running back coach, Coach Bell, is back. So really we have 2 returners on that side of the ball, and on the defensive side of the ball we only have 1. Again, I brought a guy that coached linebackers, Coach Aldine Payne, who's really done a great job at the high school level for years and years and years. Worked with me last year at Greensboro College. Had a chance to come back. Coach Maynard, who's been in the high school ranks for years, but coached me for 12 years.
I thought I saw him at when you see Coach Maynard, you know about football history in Guilford County for sure.
Right, so I had a chance to get him back on staff, and then of course Coach Mitchell's back on staff from last year too. So I think we have, I don't want to miscount, but I think we have 3 back from last year, but we have a total staff of 11, so 8 new staff members.
When we look for you on Friday nights, where will we see you on Fridays? On the field, where will you be on Friday nights? Sideline, man?
I'll definitely be on the sideline. I don't know where I'll be. Hopefully right in the middle of all the action.
Coach, the action's on. You got a big series of games. East Forsyth on Wednesday, Asheville on Friday over at Brimsley, then Burlington Williams coming up the following Friday. I know you love it. I know you're ready for it, and good luck on the season. If you got a team theme or motto, is like a one word or a sentence you give these guys they have to remember every day after practice, going to the game on Friday? Is there something you're telling these guys, this is it for us this season?
I've been telling them to have a great attitude, but most importantly, just keep inspiring one another. The game's all full of ups and downs. Celebrate with one another, pick each other up, and stop worrying about what our opponent's doing. That's the key.
Coach, thank you for your time as always. Good luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.